Smash Brothers has been a big competitive sport for a really long time now, and it's honestly the only esport that I personally enjoy watching. Fighting games are really easy to understand, and I play Smash Brothers, so I know enough about it to enjoy all of the technical words that they throw around. If you put on a game of StarCraft, you might as well have put on football. You might as well be speaking a different language. Every time you see one of these high-level tournaments, you're guaranteed to see one of these types of controllers. It might just look like a regular old GameCube controller, but it's got a lot of very subtle modifications that could save a game for you. Although chances are you're losing games because of you and not the controller, it's you. This video is brought to you by Raid Shadow. I'm just kidding. There's no sponsor. I'm joshing you. The GameCube and its controller were brought into this world in 2001, and shortly after that, in the same year, was Smash Bros. Melee. And after all of the innovations that Nintendo has made since then, the GameCube controller is still the most recommended controller for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I have to admit, before Smash Bros. Ultimate, I was a bit of a hater myself. It's been almost 20 years. It's time to let it go. There's gotta be something better out there. But I quickly realized that this is probably the most optimized controller layout for Smash Bros. Ultimate. The important button is right in the middle. The B special button acts as kind of like an emergency button. The two jump buttons are just within reach, but kind of off to the side. There's a button hierarchy here, compared to a Pro controller where all the buttons are just kind of there. But despite this, there's still people who prefer the Pro controller for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that's fine too. There's no right or wrong answer here, there's no exact science, it's all just preference. Regardless of which tool you prefer, they can still be made better for the job at hand. The GameCube controller still has a little more room to grow since it's almost 20 freaking years old. Multi-Shine makes custom GameCube and Pro controllers for tournament level play. The GameCube controller that they sent us is just a regular old Smash Ultimate GameCube controller that you could once find for $30, but now you can only find them marked up somewhere between $50 and $70. But of course, it's heavily modified. The springs of the L and R buttons have been cut for faster triggering time. The L and R pads were also perforated for faster inputs and smoother clicks. The analog stick holes have additional notches carved into them for more precise directional inputs on both sticks. The X and Y buttons are lowered, also for faster inputs. And the stick boxes have been swapped for new, broken-in stick boxes. And the C stick now has an analog stick box. Also, this particular one was fitted with all white buttons for, quote, the Wulff Den look. Well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. But what if we just... there we go. I have to admit, when I first used this controller and compared it directly to a stock GameCube controller, I didn't really notice much of a difference. Really just the notches, but that doesn't really feel like it makes much of a difference for my playstyle. I still accidentally side B when I mean to up B, and I tend to flick the stick for smash attacks, but different playstyles could very much benefit from these notches.
For me, it was a lot easier as a Pokemon trainer main to ledge trap with Charizard with his tilts. And Squirtle. Squirtle also can reach below the ledge by tilting his tilt downwards. And also it's good for that if you aim it up. So if your character has moves like that where you can tilt them, then again, it's useful in that regard.
The notches are probably more beneficial for Melee. I talked to Nick C, one of the top Falcon mains in the world.
We're gonna keep things even for the both of us, so.
Is it even?
Oh.
Is it really an even match?
No, it is not.
Probably the top one. He explained that a good example would be Fox's recovery, which has almost a limitless range of movement in Melee. So, micro adjustments matter, and nailing that directional input could be the difference between making it back to the stage or losing an entire set. Multi-Shine also has different notch options like half notches and sweet spot notches for more precise wave dashing and shield dropping in Melee. So maybe that better suits your playstyle? The other modifications on this controller I didn't notice at first, but then after reading the list of modifications and after knowing what I'm looking for, now I can easily tell the difference. The cut LNR springs and perforated pads lead to slightly faster inputs for shields, parrying, and spot dodges. The shoulder buttons are probably my least favorite part of the GameCube controller's design. The travel distance is so needlessly long. It's part of why I preferred the PDP fight pad for so long. Shields, parrying, and spot dodges require split-second, sometimes frame-perfect timing. Anything that can help get those out faster is a huge plus. Sometimes it feels like the shield takes a whole year to come out in this game. The X and Y buttons being lowered makes short hopping a breeze. I basically just straight up avoid short hopping because I'm so bad at nailing a half press. I just usually stick to pressing Y and A at the same time, which the game kind of registers as a hotkey for a short hop neutral air. It's short hopping for dummies, like me. Can you see all this dust that's flying around here? But this controller really does make a slight tap of the X or Y buttons register as short hop almost every time I try. The stick boxes being swapped and greased didn't really do much for me. Couldn't really tell the difference. Just went right over my head. I'm sure other people could tell the difference, not me. Multi-Shine also makes modified Pro controllers. The modification options are much more limited than the GameCube controller options. The one we got only has notches in the stick holes and greased stick boxes. But they were a big hit among the 2 people that I know who use Pro controllers for Smash. The Pro controller's stick hole is just a big circle. At least the stock GameCube controller has octagonal notches. You can customize the controllers however you want on the Multi-Shine website, and every controller is custom built based on the modifications that you pick. So, depending on the modifications that you pick, you could be looking at spending a pretty penny. The controllers that they sent us were pretty much fully decked out with modifications. Guess how much that is. This controller is. We're talking about the GameCube controller.
The GameCube controller?
Okay.
$60. $225.
That's a pretty good guess. Do you want to try again?
Wait, am I hot or cold?
You're
like,
very wrong.
Like, okay, I don't know, dude. Is it like more or less?
Just give me another number.
I'm not gonna say $200.
It is $421.
What?
$421 with all those modifications.
I feel like it's not gonna make that much of a difference either, right?
All right, you're up. Guess the Pro controller.
Is it more or less than the GameCube controller?
All right, well, I'll tell you that it has less modifications.
$575.
Jesus Christ.
For a Pro controller? You think it costs more even though it has less?
$325.
It is $224.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I knew it was less.
It is $100 just for the controller.
What?
I thought, well, I guess
You were
because
aiming
the Pro controller means more to me, I valued it higher.
They also sell do-it-yourself mod kits. Like, you can just get the faceplate that has the notches cut into them already. But once you select the notch options that you want, you're still gonna be paying a pretty penny. This isn't sponsored or anything, but Multi-Shine did give us a discount code, so you can get 10% off if you use the code Wulff. So, I mean, every little bit counts, right? So, now that you know the price, who is this controller for? Personally, I would recommend this controller to almost nobody. It's not gonna make you any better at Smash. Like I said before, if you're losing matches, it's probably your fault. I have friends who constantly ask me what type of camera lenses they should get. Like they got money burning a hole in their pocket and they just gotta spend it on something. And I always tell them, when you need one, you will know the one to get. This is the same situation. When you get to the point in your Smash Ultimate journey where you notice you're whiffing short hops, or maybe you have certain techs that would be modified by having controller notches, then you'll know exactly what modifications to get in a Multi-Shine controller, and you can start saving your money accordingly. Maybe start going to locals more and use your winnings to help fund it, like an investment. Would you get that Pro controller?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, just as somebody that likes using the Pro controller, I think that having the notches in there feels a lot better than it just being the smooth circle. And I legitimately feel like, for me, the changes to the controller help me play better. I don't think that that's the case for everybody, but I really like the notches for how I play.
But again, if you're not playing tournaments seriously and $400 doesn't just shoot out of your nose every time you sneeze, then this controller probably isn't for you. Hell, Nick C still uses a stock GameCube controller, and he's doing just fine. I love this controller. I think it might be my favorite controller in my collection now. It's certainly the most expensive, beating out the Mixbox one, but I like actually using this controller. But I don't think I ever could have justified purchasing one of these on my own. $400. Multi-Shine is such a powerful name in the Smash community, so I'm super happy to finally have gotten my hands on one for a review. I finally see the appeal of this thing firsthand. But I don't play competitively, and when the difference is between a $30 controller and a $400 controller with very subtle differences, I'll just take the whiffed parry.
I would say only get this controller if you see what it offers and you know how you can use that in practice. Like, don't try to justify it to yourself. Once you see, okay, these notches are here, or for the GameCube controllers, all the other things that they add to it, if you immediately think to yourself, oh, that'll make me better at X, then the controller might be for you. But if you're trying to convince yourself that you need it, you don't need it.
Sean, what did you like about the controllers? If you're gonna do a tournament, would you be upset not having the Multi-Shine controller?
Probably not. Probably not the first tournament. Maybe the second.
How's the sushi?
Good. I'm about to eat yours.
So what do you guys think about these Multi-Shine modded GameCube and Pro controllers? Is this something that you'd be interested in? Do you think there would be a way to help out your Smash Brothers game with one of these? Maybe you need those notches for certain techs. Maybe you just want one, but you don't even play Smash that much. Leave in the comments below, add me on Twitter, and all this other social media garbage. I also couldn't really fit this into the video, but I got one of these guys. It's a Nyko adapter. It's just GameCube to USB, because I was sick of the big bulky Nintendo adapter that has 4 ports and takes up 2 USB slots. This just goes right at the end of the controller, and it was only $5 on Amazon. Anyway, we're giving one of these controllers away to one of you people in a tournament. You have to win it. You have to fight for it. This will be an online-only tournament to be held February 15th and February 16th. And you must be part of our Discord to enter. So go to the description. There'll be a form in there you need to fill out and follow all the directions. Spots are limited, but we're gonna be randomly picking people who sign up. That way, everybody gets a fair shake. Just make sure you're responsive when you get picked. And if you just wanna watch it, it'll be streamed that Sunday here on this channel. And you can win one of these decked out Multi-Shine GameCube controllers. Of course, we got new videos here all the time. Our schedule is usually in a pinned tweet over on our Twitter. And we got Wulff Den live every single Wednesday here at 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. That's our live podcast where we talk to you guys. And we got streams over on twitch.tv/WulffDen. But you want to turn on notifications over there because that's more of it. That's every week, but it's like more like it's a loose thing. But of course, the most important things that you can do is just subscribe. That's the easiest. And look to make sure that you're subscribed right now, because you might be just relying on the homepage and suggestion feeds to get these videos, and that's not enough. And share this video with a friend that you play Smash with, and maybe you can gawk at these very expensive controllers. Thank you guys very much. Have yourself a good week. I'll see you on Smash.